So it appears we had some mud wasps hiding in the timing cover. I guess it's a logical place for them to build a home. But hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna put this thing up in the air, dig the mud out of the cogs of the crankshaft gear. I've got everything else seems to be fine. It was definitely out of time with the camshaft because it was puffing out the intake. So no big deal. We'll put her back in time and see what happens. I mean, she's not horrible. She's certainly seen some better days. Every single tooth is covered with mud. Hey, we made it all the way around. Look there. Let's clean up our timing marks. Oh. Oh, that's awkward. All right. Well, it needs a rack, I guess. I cannot see the markings for the crankshaft because there is corrosion on it. It's got 4 marks. Oh, maybe that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe that's 7 marks. But in the manual it says it's got numbered, it's actually numbered and etched into it. So I'm going to clean the corrosion off this and see if I can read the pulley. Because otherwise I can't time it. I got nothing. So we're going to go with those are their timing marks, and I'll look at the manual to see which ones are which. And that makes sense that those are them with the keyway straight up. We'll go with it. Sounds like it's got, sounds like it's bumping, right? Mm-hmm.
So maybe the valves aren't stuck.
No, I think it jumped time almost immediately.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, that'll do it.
It should.
That'll do.
Where is your fire extinguisher, by the way?
Yes.
Just where does it happen to be?
We got it yesterday. It's
Oh, I see it right by the door. Yeah, I just want to know where it's at.
They are readily available in this shop.
And she is in neutral. Come on, sweetie. There we go.
She runs.
Yeah. All right.
I'll replace some fuel lines and get the fuel tank put in it.
Yeah. Do you want to catch that on video?
I just did.
Oh, I might have been standing in the way. You want to check?
Yeah.
I think I was like...
You were probably standing in the way. That's all right.
Okay.
It happens.
Okay.
They caught. You did.
Yeah. I think you should do it again. And
Started to think.
yeah. Do you have some starter spray? I'm sitting here holding it. Fantastic.
She runs.
Fantastic, dude. Well, yeah.
Hey, I timed it right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is pretty,
It's pretty simple.
dirt simple. So.
That's about as reliable of an engine as you could go anywhere with.
Oh, yeah, man. It really is. And back
And
in
simple. You know
well,
what I mean?
and back in the day, yeah, the water pumps held on by 3 bolts.
Ooh, I need to clean that pulley. You can see what it did to the belt already. I'll pull that pulley off and clean all my pulleys. All the pulleys were packed full of, like I had to use the pick to.
Those
get
are
it out.
square tooth. I think it'll be okay.
It'll probably just clean itself out.
I think it will. I don't think it's going to jump again.
No, it shouldn't jump now that I got all the crud out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just got rust on it. It didn't look like you left any crap in there.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm excited for you. I mean,
pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good solid drivetrain, and really, I thought maybe this was the right combination to stick in the white car, but I think if the camera is not on, I think if I were you, I would paint this white and call this the white.
Put the stickers on it.
Put the stickers on the white
Honest
car.
to shit, I really would. Just because this is a 74, that wherever that is, that's a 74. Yeah. Literally everything on that car will fit on this car. Yeah. It's a white car.
Right.
And go ahead and if you want and just tell people you reshelled it, because that's very common in England and in Europe on race cars and rally cars.
Well, that car's been balled up a ton of times.
Dude, they reshell them all the time.
Yeah.
It is like, like when you go to resell it, the honest thing is to tell the next buyer, it's a reshell. But
Well,
people expect it.
that car has some cool racing history, but it's not like it's gonna have more value because it's a race car. It's just It's just a privateer race car.
He was I met him when he was living, and he's a nice guy. Met him a couple times.
We just loved that it was a cool car with a cool story, and it's got a lot of really good parts in it.
Yeah, and if you took all his shit and put it on here,
it would be an amazing car.
You just call this a continuation. It literally would be his car in a different shell. But I mean,
which is what he would have done because he wasn't.
Oh, he told me that shell was done. Yeah. He said, "Norm, it's bent. I'm not selling this to you." When he was trying to get me to buy it, and I just didn't have the space, and he said, "No, the shell's done. You don't want to do anything with that, but you can buy it for the spare parts." And at the time, I just took a pass. But if he was Jackie Stewart or Nicky Lauda or Emerson Fittipaldi or some big name guy drove, but no, it's just an amateur guy like me and you. Right.
This thing's gonna be fun. This will be a neat, quick little project to get on the road and have some fun with.
The hundreds of hours you would have to.
Oh, I'm well aware. I've built enough cars that I know how much time it would take to,
and I'm just
to
like,
do that car.
And the thing is never going to be worth.
The amount of time that it's going to take to do all that.
Yeah, it just. Anyway, well, good man. This is cool.
Cool. It runs.
Yeah, that's thrilling.
I'll get the fuel system cleaned out. And
very good, man. Well, if you need anything,
thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Let me know.
I had figured because when you look in the book.
Yep.
it shows marks like that. So I'm like, well, that's not the marks that are on on the pulley. And then I figured it out that that it was 3. The bottom of the V is 0. The top of the V is 3.
Yeah. And you're just going to get it close enough.
Right. It's horseshoes and hand grenades with that cog. If you're a tooth off, you're going to know.
Right. I mean, really, the only adjustment you can do now is loosen the distributor and.
Yeah, set timing. As it is right now, I'm just going to leave it be.
That's your mechanical timing, and it's done.
I'm going to clean it up and finish getting some of the dirt off of it.
I do think it might be worthwhile for peace of mind, so you don't wipe the camshaft and
make sure the oiling,
the
squirters are right.
Yeah, because they're little tiny pinprick holes in this. The tube's about 1/4 inch in diameter. And it gets pressurized with oil, and then it shoots a little tiny stream onto each of the 4 sliders. And obviously, that's the only way your cam's getting lubed.
Right.
That is it. So if it doesn't squirt the lube on the slider, that lobe
will get wiped.
Yeah,
it'll burn it down.
Right. And for a newly rebuilt motor, that'd be a shame. That'd be a shame. Right.
It's really weird to me that you would do all that work to an engine and whatever else you did, and then just like if this thing actually ends up going on a power tour, that would be cool. But
we'll see. You sit there waiting for people on the power tour like forever, like to get into a parking lot. I've heard a couple of Capri guys have done it, and they just said, "Oh shit, you could just be waiting for an hour on a road in the same spot."
Yeah, you have to make sure your cooling system is up to snuff.
Yeah, so you want a fan.
Especially since they're doing it in the middle of the hottest month of the year in Texas or Louisiana or wherever they're going this year.
Good God. No kidding. So.
At least this one's not black with a hole in the roof. So.
I told Austin, I said, dude, why don't we just get a piece of plastic? You're here, I'm here. Let's glue it on there. I can't stand the idea of water going in that car, but I guess he's kind of at peace with it.
He did try to put a piece in the top.
Yeah.
And he used like a
piece of Lexan and clear silicone RTV, and he drove it home without letting it cure. So the
premature.
So the vacuum that's created the low pressure area on the roof as the air flows over it, just like an airplane wing, and creates a low pressure area there.
Pulled it right out.
It's like, oh! And then he just saw it shatter behind him. He's like, oh.
Right.
Highs and lows, man. She runs. She breathes fire.
Very nice. That's exciting.
I kind of want to hear it run again.
Give it a kick on the battery.
Yeah. Yippee! It's got a key, it's got a title, it's got an engine that runs. I need to get a rack rebuild kit for it.
That's the best condition car you've ever bought.
I think it is. It runs, it's exciting. I'm gonna wash up, I'm gonna head out.
Heck yeah, man.
Thanks for the assist, man.
You betcha.
Like, I had never seen one of these cars until we brought that white one home.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd never seen one on the road.
Well, I mean,
and I haven't seen one on the road,
I mean, unless you'd run into, like, one of my events with the club or something,
right.
You wouldn't, really. They're not, like, the total number of customers I have in Columbus, Ohio, might be half a dozen.
Yeah.
Not counting you guys.
Wow.
So, yeah. And this is a car that, Ford sold, like, 500,000 of these in the United States. Right. And they're just, like, gone.
Yeah.
So. Well, if you do this thing as a patina machine at the power tour, and just leave,
I'm
shellac.
I'm probably going to wet sand,
okay,
and clear coat this car just the way it is.
Yeah, and just keep the warts. Yeah.
Just leave it. Just drive it.
Yep.
Make it run. Make it drive.
Yep. Yeah.
And then drive it.
Yeah. I mean, that There's actually that whole school of people that love it when a car shows up all
already.
all
Well,
crusty.
see, I don't mind the outside being crusty. I prefer them to be nice, but I have enough cars that are. I have enough customers with cars that are nice that I take care of, so I don't want to be doing that with my own car.
Yeah, it's a drag.
It's so much time to keep them beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
So I don't mind this because this is this is the kind of car that I take and make. When you pop the hood, you're like, holy cow, that thing's amazing. And then everything on the inside on the outside is just whatever it is.
Where is that manual that you just showed me, where you did the timing? Is it a factory? Yeah, good. Okay, because that might actually cover this thing. This is a 1 year only deal, and it's probably disconnected.
It is.
Good. Because actually,
It's already been disconnected.
It actually tells you how to disconnect it if it fails.
No, really? What is it?
Well,
Your neutral switch or something?
It's believe it or not, there's an ass sensor.
There's a seat sensor.
There's a seat.
No kidding.
No shit.
So if you come out of the seat, it shuts the car off.
It's so they. No, it won't start. It won't start.
Oh, it won't start unless your butt's in the seat.
Right, but once it starts, you can get out in theory. But it
That's
says
hilarious.
It says if it fails, you get out and you push that red button down. Yeah. So like
Button still works.
the Starsky and Hutch Torinos, the tomato. That 74 Torino has that same damn thing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And this is like an unobtainium part because it was Ford's 1974 models only. Just that
They
year.
put it in 1 year and realized it was a bad idea.
So,
How many cars got towed in because they weren't sitting in the car?
Well, it's like emissions parts on muscle cars. First thing everybody threw away,
Yeah.
and then if you try to put it back,
It costs
now it's a mega buck part to put this Thermactor pump back on your Boss 429. Okay, guys, I'm stoked. That's good news.
Thanks a lot, dude.
Yeah, man. Okay.
We'll see you later.
Yep. Have a good day.
You too. That's awesome.
First start in 15 years. Not too bad. The story behind this particular car is a little odd. The fact that it was essentially freshly rebuilt and then parked. We've also discovered it did have basically brand new brakes on it as well. So this is actually going to turn out pretty good. Now, as you can see, the car is actually outside. It did come all the way out of that bay right there over to here. Not under its own power. Yes, it does run. We have the fuel tank out of it right now. We're gonna tumble it and clean everything that's inside of it and then reseal the tank and then put it back together again. Put it back in the car. And then we'll see whether or not our fuel lines actually hold fuel and then start going from there. But obviously that's gonna be in another episode. At this point in time, at least we know that the engine is healthy. We still only have essentially a timing belt in it and a set of spark plugs. So we're like 60 bucks into it so far, not even that. Not too bad, not too bad. We also did fit some of the race car wheels on the back of this thing because they weren't really holding air anymore. And it looks a lot better with the big meats in the back. But anyway, moving forward, 1974 green Capri project. We did ask in our community tab here for a name for this project. And there's a couple of interesting ones. Booger seems to be the most popular so far. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section. What do you think of our little 74 Capri project? Our second 74 Capri project. A little bit of an update. We should have the block and rods and pistons back from our machinist end of this week, beginning of next week, so we can get the test fitting done and see where we are with all of that stuff, and then we can get that project moving forward as well. And then we have some other stuff that we need to talk about, which we will probably do for the next update video on that Capri project, because there's been a few things that have been moving around, and we've got to ask some questions of all of you folks as far as what you guys think we should do with that Capri project going forward. So we appreciate you guys being here. Drop us a comment in the comment section below. As always, click on the like button. You made it this far. If you haven't clicked the little bell thingy down there, if you have it, if you're on a browser that has a bell thingy, turn on your notifications. It lets you know whenever we put up a new video, which is typically speaking every Monday, every Friday, and then occasionally on Wednesdays if we have something interesting to show you guys. So we appreciate you guys being here. The rain finally stopped, so I gotta be able to close out this video. It's just coming along. We're pretty excited about it. Is it gonna be the road trip car for Hot Rod Powertour this year? Or will it be my yellow Pontiac that's sitting right there? What do you guys think? We'll see you next time. Take care.